back to Creative Shock, Grand Archive podcast. I'm your host, Gazimus, and the co-host, Limelight.
How are you guys? What's going on?
Not too bad, not too bad. There's been a few announcements that I'm pretty keen
Yes.
to dig into.
Things are starting to heat up
Um,
a little bit.
definitely, we've got big tournaments on the way.
Hmm.
We'll talk about the last tournament results, but the big,
Yeah.
or something I'm pretty excited about, changes to Sylvie.
Yeah. So quite crazy that 2 days ago now, they've
Yeah,
changed the rulings for Sylvie where even if you do not have the pride level, you can retaliate.
yeah, which
Giving changed a lot because it stops Lorraine from just sweeping or killing the big boys without any punishment, so to speak. So
yeah.
it is actually a very big change, in my opinion.
So it's a functional errata. There's nothing that needs to be changed, like on cards or anything like that.
Mm.
But thematically, it makes sense. Like Sylvie might not be in control of the animal, but if you attack it, it only
If you
makes
punch a
sense
bloke in the
that
face, he's going to punch you back.
only makes sense, mate. You punch a big monkey, you swing them back. So definitely feels like a deck that can punish over aggressive Lorraine.
Yeah. I think that
Um,
Sylvie needed it. And the devs
yeah,
have said that they have been testing it as well, apparently.
yes,
Um, but we don't really. I was playing a few hours yesterday with Sylvies. It's not as bad as people think. People have been messaging like,
no.
"Oh, this is huge. Lorraine's over. Sylvie's now tier 0. Blah blah blah." It's not
No,
that
I don't think
bad.
that. No.
It
I
just
just
gives.
think
It's
Sylvie
just
has
another.
a fighting chance now.
Yeah, and it's just another thing you have to play around. Is all.
Yeah,
You
it
have to
was
play
like
around the big threats.
yeah, because before that Sylvie. So I'm thinking win Sylvie. So definitely cry for help, where you can redirect into a big monkey.
Yep,
Um, you could just avoid that and kill it before Sylvie got to level 5, before she turned on the
exactly
pride
right.
mechanic.
And it was just there was
Um,
no problem with it. You just trade into it, trade into it,
yeah,
trade into it, whatever.
and then my deck building sort of is going on like win Sylvie, potentially also side in Alan, and it can be an aggressive. If the cards align, be aggressive. If they don't, play it all late game.
Alpha male Alan got the
Um,
biggest buff in this scenario. Alpha male Alan's even scarier now.
Alpha male Alan definitely got a bit of a buff, and be interesting to see what Max does with him.
Yeah, Max was happy
Definitely.
with the change. He was, so I'm happy. I'm excited to see what happens because, to be honest with you, his Alan with the two, he was running apes with Alan, like a kind of rush Alan. That's just even better now, just because the apes, it's hard to kill them.
Yeah. And to be fair, I think both of us had lost to Alpha male
Yeah, yeah,
Alan.
yeah, 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 yeah. 100%.
I quickly
The
turned that one game
Excalibur
into I'm
into the
like, let's do a
Invigorated
best of
Slash.
three.
Yeah, Invigorated Slash. My goodness. But no, so Sylvie changes. Kind of excited for it to shake the meta a little bit, even if it's not a lot. It'll maybe shake it a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah.
I was saying yesterday that although it's a buff to Sylvie, it could potentially be a buff to Rye and Xander as well, because it'll
Yeah.
give them more space to not verse Lorraine all the time.
Yeah.
If Sylvie is to knock Lorraine down a peg.
Yeah. And I guess the last tourney, which was, I guess, the Tavern Brawlers one,
Yep.
Win Lorraine won it. Billy won with Win Lorraine.
Yep.
Um, with that new Crux package that I guess you've helped introduce into
Yeah, I don't know what I've done there.
the.
I've like it's. I feel as though I've like went. I've got like I'm a time traveler, and I've stepped on a snail, and I've gone back to the present time, and now everyone's wearing like the same wig or something. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, a bit of butterfly effect there. So the new Crux
Yeah.
package, for anyone that doesn't know, it just it uses Cruxite, um, dispersion, not
Nah.
dispersion. What's the one that's
Infusion.
+2? Infusion and Ascension, Spirit Blade Ascension, and you kind of race to level 3,
Yep.
flicker swords, draw with the Sword of Avarice, infuse a sword, so it becomes a 4 attack sword or a 7 attack sword with multiple draw card triggers.
Yep.
Then you use Spirit's Blessing to then attack twice with that sword, drawing more cards.
Yep.
It's a bit disgusting. It does have some weaknesses, as in it needs to. It's a go tall deck, not go wide deck. However,
It also
this
needs it
package in
needs to be
flame,
able to do its own thing.
yeah. So hence why we think Sylvie um, might play well into it, just directing those attacks and
Yeah,
playing
cry
a
for
few
help's
interceptors.
very good into the deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's the Ascension Lorraine decks, which are the fire one, which is Lambo, and the wind one, which is Ferrari, are the main two.
I hate those
The,
names so much.
well, it's just like it's like a car. Like if you can pilot it well, it's smooth, it's fast, it gets you to level 3, and you kill them.
But
You know
you
what I mean?
called Wind Ferrari, which are
Yeah,
notoriously not green,
yeah, I
and
know. I didn't.
Lamborghini. Like
I know.
I'm yet to see a red Lamborghini because
It's true. It's true.
maybe because I'm Italian, I don't know. I find that offensive. Um,
I find that offensive. But no, so yeah, it's kind of very greedy.
yeah,
You get to level 3 as fast as you can. You then flicker your Sword of Avarice as fast as you can, as much times as you can, to draw 2 cards every time, and you're kind of getting a +1 every ascension. And if people don't respect you and they don't play Lantern, you just crux sight them back and you do it
yeah.
8 times to get like +8
So
or something stupid.
so crack site essentially, if you pay two, it's a zero cost draw. But if you pay two, it allows you to return a crux card from your graveyard
Yeah.
to your hand, and it draws a card. So it replaces itself and gets you +1. Well, not +1 because you're paying two, but it gets a card back. So you need
+0.
Lantern
Yeah.
to so the card isn't Crux. Um,
Yeah. And the win version, or what was Billy was playing, is he is running the human package. So he will
yeah,
just wait
yeah,
until he has 15 cards in hand, and he'll just go like
spam
Banner
captains.
Knight, recruit, recruit, captain, 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 and then you just fucking you're dead.
Yeah. So
Um,
in the final, he was versing Vaz, who was on Arcane Rye. I think Arcane
Arcane
Rye
Rye in
does
the top
have,
two.
yeah, which is nice to see. It does have game into it, but more into this into like than the old Win Lorraine, which is a bit more aggressive early. So it just gives the additional turn to Rye.
Yeah.
However, Rye is still a bit of high roll.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, so yeah, so if I was to look at the current meta, you've got the two. Water Rain is still a bit more insole
Hmm.
than this new package, just
Well,
because you
Lorraine
take,
can't keep up with these new
yeah.
packages though; they're just too quick.
And then the Fire Wind Lorraine are this new Crux package, and maybe I'll do an individual video just talking about this Crux package before the tournament
The problem with
to
water as
make
well
sure
is
everyone's
that
playing it.
yeah, the problem with water as well is if the Lorraine plays smart, they'll just infusion the Sword of Seeking, so they
Yeah.
can't be shrouded.
Yes.
Or if they don't do that, even if they don't do that, or if it gets water barriered, it's still doing damage. So the infusion will still let you draw, whether you do damage or not.
Yeah.
So you're still moving forward in momentum against water.
Yeah. You
And
kind
then
of
if
need the water
you,
barrier and deflecting edge,
yeah, and with
and you just don't have those cards in hand.
the wind variant of the Ascension Lorraine, if they spam Prismatic against water, you're just fucked. Like
Yeah.
you lose a card. The water deck loses a card. The
Into wind.
wind deck gains a card, so it's a +1, and then you can
Yeah.
just spam Ascension, and yeah, it's just not a good time.
See, the current builds, the only thing I could think of water to kind of even up is to play a few more interceptors. Um,
Yeah,
just because the win list isn't the best at sweeping. Like the fire is because it
water
hits a
silver,
better
mate.
break point. Um, so yeah, if I was to look at current meta, fire, win Lorraine with the Crux package. I think fire Xander and water Xander are probably going to still be seen. Doing pretty much similar things.
Fire Xander beats the wind version, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So the kind
Um,
of weird top of the meta we go is that the wind Lorraine beats the fire Lorraine. The fire Lorraine beats most things other than the wind Lorraine. And
yeah.
the fire Xander, Luxem Xander is beating the wind Lorraine. That's kind of the circle. And then Rye can high roll into all of them, but is like a 50-50 otherwise.
You've got, yeah. So some of the both these two Lorraines, which we'll probably say they're top of meta, or most people playing, they are also susceptible to some early aggression. Um,
Hmm.
Mind you, they don't hit their sweeps. If they hit a sweep as well, it's kind of like bad.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's the game. I'd expect with the changes to Sylvie that we'd probably see some Sylvies in the meta floating around. Probably more likely wind, maybe some water. I
Mm.
don't think fire is going to be there,
No, I think so.
and I think the only two rides that are going to maybe be seen played are Fire Arcane Rite and Erupting Rhapsody. Right,
Even
I
erupting
think
though, like Acosta versed me a few times the other day, and erupting. It's funny to say this because we were complaining about how erupting is the most broken thing ever and needs to be fixed, but the fire Lorraine's faster than the erupting, right?
yeah,
Like I versed Costa a few times the other day, and I'd beat him to level 3. I would be able to pull a lantern out if I want to, but normally I wouldn't need to, and I'd be able to kill him before he even gets to
yeah, and
because Lorraine gets that. It's if I can race him to 3 on that fire Lorraine, I have 28 health. He cannot do
yeah,
28 damage on erupting Rye. He struggles to do
yeah.
that much, and then I just do 28 damage to him.
As I've been playing Arcane Rite a lot, you're looking at it, you're like, I need to do 3 attacks. I either
Mm,
need to like have 3 arcane blasts, or I need to. It's look, it's a good math puzzle, and I'm
mm.
sure I'm going to keep refining it. But the reason why we are talking about the meta is because we have a very big tournament upcoming that is
Yes,
being
yes.
hosted by Weavers
First
Ashore.
Grand Archive hosted tournament officially.
It's a Discord tournament. It is going to be TTS. However, you do need to own the cards. So you do have to submit a photo of you owning the cards. The only cards you don't need to own are the Alta exclusive cards that are coming.
Yeah,
And if you are a Kickstarter backer in the Southeast Asia region, if they'll verify that you're a Kickstarter backer, you are allowed to play just because of the delay to your stock coming in, which I think is great.
yeah.
Encourage more people, especially because they've been so patient when everyone else has opened their cards. I think they
That's
deserve it.
ridiculous. So no
Yeah,
stock in Southeast Asia yet.
it's
No
just it's getting
Kickstarter stock.
shipped. It's getting shipped in 4 days. Was the last announcement this
I
morning.
have heard that it's obviously nothing to do with Weaves of the Shore. It sounds
Yeah,
like the shipping slash not distributor. I think the shipping company is just very poor at the moment, just not being able to do it or something.
yeah. So you do need to own the cards. Um, the tournament, there's 2 Swiss days, like round robin days. The 23rd and the 24th. Top 4 from of those 2 Swiss cards will then go to play in a elimination,
I
and that
wonder when they're
decides
going to
it.
do the
So it's
elimination.
no idea, no
Monday.
idea. But
It's Saturday and Sunday for the Swiss groups for us. I really hope it's not Monday for the finals. I haven't even thought about it.
do we got? Don't we have that off?
Do we?
When's isn't it Anzac Day?
23rd,
Or was
24th.
Anzac the day the following?
I don't know. 22nd, 23rd, 24th of March.
No, we have the following day off.
Uh,
Yeah,
well, if they decide to do that, we might have to.
make it a long weekend. If we make it, there's a lot of new
Yeah,
players, so we've got to be on our at our
a lot of new
best. But
players, a lot of players coming from Fab as well, which
yeah,
a lot of faces that are known from Fab, like Jimmy Lee and stuff like that.
yeah,
Locals are starting to pick up in America slightly. Heard that. Shout out to Recollection, new podcast. They've got Haven
yeah,
Games. I think they've got 17 players last week. I think they've
very
got
good.
maybe they're building up a locals there, but they're running a podcast now as well. So we'll put a link below for one of them as well, just to support other podcasts as well. But yeah, definitely building up, and definitely a lot of players coming over and giving Grand Archive a shot. I know we've been saying it for the last 4 to 5 weeks, but the Discord's just alive with new faces. So
Which is good to see. So yeah, the now why I said it's the biggest tournament is the pricing for this tournament is broken. First
yes,
place gets a case, and then they also get 48 silver event packs
yeah,
and
it's ridiculous.
16 gold event packs. Now that's essentially a
Is it a full
month's
kit?
worth of event packs for a store.
Is that a full
Um,
kit?
that's a full kit.
So they're just going to chuck a full kit to somebody.
Yeah, someone gets a full kit. There are signatures in these event packs. It is a low probability. However, with 64 packs, I like my odds.
Yeah, it's pretty good. That's a lot
I
of packs.
like my odds.
Maybe
Um,
if we win, Gaz, we could just run a Creative Shock Locals for a month and just literally have prizing for it.
we potentially could do a bit of a Discord
Yeah,
tournament as well.
yeah.
If we win, oh, there's two of us. No, it's going to be a hard tournament. It's going to be a big tournament. I think.
Me Group A, you
I,
Group B, right?
yeah, we've got to work something like that out too,
Yeah.
not to pigeon each other. But there's a few names I'd expect to do well in the tournament, but I'm also
Yeah,
expecting some people that have probably been playing, that aren't too fond of TTS, that aren't too fond of, like, I guess, a Discord sort of tournament,
yeah,
that the pricing is going to be too big for them to be like, okay, I will put up. So I know our friends at Lineage Break, they've been playing. They don't like TTS, but I've seen them lurking
yeah.
to want to play, which is awesome. And I think more people. I'm not a fan of TTS, but I'm a fan of playing the game, so
Exactly right.
I'm
And I'm a
putting up
fan
with
of
it.
getting practice in as well.
Um,
I will confirm there's going to be a lot of Ferraris and Lamborghinis in that tournament.
yeah.
I think of
So
that. I think of that meme, Gaz. You know the meme where it's like the Simpson meme and the guys at the bar, and there's like all
yeah,
other like same picture. It's just all the Ferraris and Lamborghinis around.
I expect that Lorraine to be more than half the meta, more than
Yeah,
half the field. So
yeah,
what plays into that? You can't play a grindy deck. They just push too much damage.
hmm
I would be looking at Rye, Arcane Rye. However, your sideboard needs to be able to deal with the fire. You have a much better matchup into wind. You have a worse matchup into fire. Um, the traditional Lorraine lists struggle. Um, Essentially, what you need to do to have any sort of game into Lorraine is to, when they pop up with their sword, minimize that damage and then one shot them the following turn. You find that deck, let me know.
We were
Um,
talking about it. It's so funny because months ago, before Lantern was shown, before any of this, we looked at Spurn, we looked at Excalibur, we looked at all these cards, and we're like, what a fucking waste. This is the slowest card
yeah,
I've ever seen. This is never going to get play. And now I'm running like Spurn in every deck, Excalibur in every Xander
yeah.
deck, just so I can. Because you know what Lorraine's hate? They hate not having swords. That's for sure. And not to
I
mention the side effect of that is like, all right, I run Spurn for Lorraine's swords. Oh, Gaz has put a book up. Fuck it, let's just Spurn the book and then he
yeah,
can pop it.
I yeah, even I did. This was playing a Sylvie last night at locals game one because we are doing best of three to get some practice in. Best of one, brought out the boots. They give him shroud.
Yeah.
Messed me up a little bit, but still managed to get out. Next game, I'm like, I'm going to side Spurns in just to destroy the boot.
hmm hmm
I think, yeah, Spurn, there are some items, especially the ones that give static effects, like Lantern, like Tome of Knowledge for the mages, like any of the stuff for Tamer, knocking them down a level, turning off that pride mechanic is
Yeah.
definitely big because they've only got so many plus one static effect, especially that
Yeah.
cost
I'm pretty
zero.
sure
A lot of
Sylvie
them
only
cost one floating
has.
memory.
I'm pretty sure Sylvie only has enough to be level 5. So if, like more normally,
It
so
does
if you
have
just
plus ones.
Spurn,
It's got the two flutes. Isn't one
yeah,
like
but
you can tap to
I think
gain a
they
level?
normally only run. They only normally run one. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure currently, anyway. Sylvies are greedy and they have exactly enough to get to level 5. So if you spurn one of them, they're kind of fucked.
Yeah, so every even into the assassins, they play poison dagger. It comes in rested. Spurning that kind of like
That's
is a
annoying.
bit of a big turn.
That was
So
me
yeah,
last night in
definitely.
the finals. I was me versus Yap, Luxem Xander versus Luxem Xander, and it was like, I'll
Yeah,
Excalibur your Luxeris map, I'll Excalibur your Poison Dagger. You know, we're just trying to get rid of our resources off the board with our burn Regalia cards.
yeah. So in the next, we've got 2 weeks to the tournament, just a bit over 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2
I
weeks.
would be getting reps into the Lorraines, um, or play them yourselves, um,
Yeah,
because that feels like that's what we're gonna see.
yeah,
I hope to be pleasantly surprised.
me too.
I am working on a couple of decks.
Yeah.
I am working on refining a list and then seeing how I go. It's also limited to the cards that we have because obviously you need to own the cards. So I expect some lucky people to have super refined list and then some people to have some MacGyver decks of what they've been able to cook up.
That might do well out of randomly. Who knows?
I'm in the MacGyver list.
I'm trying to find something that deals with Lorraine. That's what I'm doing the best I can. But
Yeah.
as I said earlier, I've created a monster, so I'm trying to figure it out now. There is ways around it. It's like if you want to play around the Lorraine and the Lorraine to be disadvantaged, you have to do like these craziest outplays. Like you can't. It's not just like you can't linear race the Lorraine. You have to
No.
wait for this, do this, wait for that, do that, wait for this, do that, etc. So that's a good thing about it as well, is that a lot of the
It
Lorraine
doesn't push a lot of
players,
damage earlier.
it doesn't, but a lot of Lorraine players that have that deck are semi new and
Yeah.
they're not as refined in counterplay or interaction. So they're going to go like the classic level 1 Lorraine, Sword of Seeking, Drawn Blade, into level 2, swing with Drawn Blade, break Drawn Blade, kill something or attack you, into Dungeon Guide level 3, into do all your stuff. Like that is, you know what they're going to do. Your job now is just to make a deck to stop that line of play. For example, a Nia.
If you
For
spurn
example,
a
a
sword,
Spurn. It's bad. It's really bad.
if especially if you spurn that sort of seeking, they have no other zero cost sword. Maybe sort of
Mm-hmm.
adversity in fire.
Mm-hmm.
That hurts them because
Even if you're
they
deflecting that level 2 swing, it really hurts
yeah
them.
yeah. So if you do not want to play that deck, I do recommend repping that deck out first.
Mm-hmm.
So you understand its play patterns, you understand what hurts it.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, you got a
Feel free to
couple of
come talk
weeks.
to me if you'd like to. I'm happy to try and
Yeah,
break it with you. I'm not gonna. I don't really want to be running it at the tournament. So if you want to break it with me, I'm trying to break it every day. So
yeah. You are. You have been excessively in that Discord. I
I'm
don't know
playing
when
more
you're
than I ever
working,
have.
but
I'm
yeah,
not at this point.
yeah,
No,
it's questionable.
definitely. I normally play a lot, but now I'm playing a lot because I'm
Yeah.
just trying to get as many reps in as I can. Well, like Ascent's coming up in what, 5 months, 4 months?
Ascent is in 5, we'll say 6 months because it's the end of September.
I'm not. I'm not
It
going to
is,
America to do nothing, mate. I'm not there to fuck spiders, so
yeah,
to speak.
it's September 30th. We
Yeah,
have a, locked in date. I think we have a locked in venue.
you've got tickets booked.
I've just booked my ticket.
You're official.
Um, I am official.
Oh
I
my! I
have
haven't even booked
decided,
yet.
well, I was gonna wait to see what schedules like for sporting events in America was, and I was like, I'll just bounce around and that, and then just had a bit of a spur of the moment, embraced, I
Uh,
guess, the weeb.
all right, boys. He's booked the tickets. Call it all off. Grand Archive's not real, boys. He's booked the tickets. It's all done. Sweet. Unlucky guys. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, no, I just want to punch it in. I'm actually gonna go to Japan before Houston, so really get
Nice.
more weeb on, and
Yeah, yeah.
then
Get that weeb essence in. Beauty. Get the waifu essence.
yeah, so I'll be getting there like a week beforehand. Be good to
Yeah,
meet
nice.
everyone that I've been talking to in the Discord. Um, so that's the 30th of September. I can't remember the venue.
It's
IAH
in
or something.
It's in Houston. That's all I know.
Yeah.
I know that I've booked my
But
hotel rooms. I just need to book my actual tickets. We're just trying to figure out when we want to get there and what we want to do because we want to do our honeymoon. Me and Amy, after our wedding, we want to kind of go to like the Caribbean or something on the way. We just got to figure it out. But no, my plan is just to grind, grind, grind. We don't know what set two is going to hold for us.
yeah,
So I'm trying all different elements. I'm trying all different leaders, just trying to figure out what. I mean, just to be ready for anything at the end of the day. If you can play,
yeah.
as you said before, if you want to beat something or you want to get better at something, you should just play what you want to get better at or beat. So,
In terms of tournament prep, probably taking 2 weeks off the game in lead up to the big tournament's probably not the best move by me.
yeah,
But
you're like, what is this game again? I forgot.
well, if Fractures of the Crown comes out like mid to late August,
Mm.
and then I'm leaving mid
Oh,
September.
wait, true. You're going to have two less weeks to play with FTC.
Yeah, so I have
Oh,
two
man.
weeks. I would not play at all in Japan. I'm not taking a laptop.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
am
it's your
just
holiday, of
gonna
course.
But I guess like those
You know what
first
that
few
means?
days
That
in
means
Houston,
you've literally got like 2 weeks of Fractured Crown, and then you're at Ascent.
yeah, I'm gonna leverage the rest of the team to let me know what's good, and kind of just well, if anyone that's in Houston, if there's locals or anyone, hit me up
Yeah,
because I'll
yeah,
be there the Monday of the week of, and I'll be more than happy to get some games in to quickly get up to speed. But we'll
yeah, yeah. That'd be awesome.
we'll talk about that more closer to the date. But no, I'm pumped up for that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I am booked. I've paid for flights, so
that's exciting.
you can't
Good
get
to go.
any more
Nah, you can't get
me
any
than
more
that.
in.
No,
Yeah,
no, no.
nice. So speaking of which, actually, also, if people will notice already, but we do have a new logo on the
Yes,
screen.
yes.
This is our logo that we're just using. This is like our smaller logo. We'll be having another logo come out, like a bigger character logo. But this
A
will be like
mascot,
our
as you may say.
mascot. Yeah. So this is our new logo. Hopefully you guys like that. We also have some kind of big news, or is have we officially said we're? I don't think we've officially told anyone,
No,
have
we
we?
haven't officially
I
said
don't
it,
know.
but we are partnering
Yeah,
with
partnering,
TRA,
sponsored, partnering,
sponsoring, partnered
sponsors. Sorry, we're
with.
sponsoring them.
Oh, we're definitely not sponsoring them. I'll tell you
Yeah,
that much.
no, no.
With TRA Collective,
Yep.
they are a Melbourne-based store, but they also um,
They're
they
huge
do
Australia
gradings.
wide.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Australia wide. They do a lot of gradings, and what's pretty exciting, TRA have also partnered with Grand Archive. Um,
Yep, yep, yep.
I'm going to read this because I want to make sure I get it all correct.
Yeah, sure.
So TRA, a partner with Grand Archive, it's a charity event supporting
They've got a
the
charity
Kids
event coming
Helpline.
up this
Yep.
month, right?
Yeah, so the whole month of April. So I'm going to read this. I want to make sure it's spot on.
Yeah, sure.
Terra Collective announcing that they are working with Grand Archive, running a charity event in support of Kids Helpline, which is an awesome charity here based in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
The charity event will run for the month of April, leading up to Grand Archive's official launch. It's going to consist of charity auctions, community charity claim sales, and more. Participation in the events will earn you entry into the draw. And there's going to be 3 draws, one on the 12th, 19th, and 26th of April.
Okay.
These draws are one box of first edition KS of Dawn of
Sweet.
Ashes, so each draw. Foil Empowering Harmony, which was the Australia exclusive promo, and they look very nice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Palms Off Gaming Accessories, which I use, and they are top notch, especially for the collectors out there.
Yeah.
TRA VIP card, so that's 5% off store purchases, and free grading slots to PSA
Wow.
and BGS, which is
Ooh.
you got SIGs, and we
Why not
know
send
those
them in for
grading
free?
those grading those grading slots aren't cheap.
Nah, they're not.
So to be entered in the giveaway, you have to participate either by putting something up for charity, auction, claim, sale, or winning an item from a charity auction, claim, sale. Each item donated one will count as one entry in the giveaway. All the events will be run on their TRA Collective Facebook page. We'll have a link to the Facebook page in the
Yeah,
description
awesome.
below. And it's just awesome to see Grand Archive partnering with an Australian-based company,
Yep.
supporting an awesome charity. All proceeds from this are going to the charity as well. I just want to be very clear
Yeah.
with that. And it's awesome to be working with a group that is actually actively looking to help the
Yep.
community. Kids Help
When we
is
when we
a
went to
awesome charity.
TRA, we already kind of felt like it was a good feel just because they have Grand Archive up on their like board. They're like really keen
Yeah,
for Grand Archive. We even have a few of the TRA guys that come to locals on Wednesdays now. They've
yeah.
been coming to play locals. I'm not sure. I don't think they live close either. I think they're actually traveling to play.
Nah, it's a different. Yeah, so like to see people from a different store want to support Grand Archive that much, they're traveling to another store.
Mm,
Definitely speaks volumes of them. Everyone I've dealt with there has been great. It's great to be working with them, and it's awesome to see that charity. And I recommend
yeah.
everyone to get involved. Um, it's a tax write off. So
Yeah, yeah, true, true. I'm very excited. I'm happy also that they can see what we're bringing and they're willing to help us and sponsor us with the podcast as well. So big shout out for
yeah,
TRA.
yeah,
Thank you a lot. Means a lot to us
yeah.
as well. Um, you know, Gaz does a lot of work. I don't really do much. I just talk shit on the podcast. Gaz does the rest. Speaking of which, speaking of editing, Gaz, what
Yeah.
is going on with your YouTube channel, mate?
My
140 subscribers now or something?
uh,
Can I
well,
get
one
your
mid one
autograph?
thirties, mid
Can I get
one
your autograph,
thirties.
mate?
No,
Something's going
it's
on.
nice to see that just the growth of the game, I guess, and being one of the channels that's I guess putting regular content out for Grand Archive.
The only
Um,
channel, I think. Honestly, I think it's
I'm
actually the
trying to
only.
do
Well, other than podcasts, obviously.
yeah, I'm trying to do beginner basic sort of stuff. Just to have a back catalogue. If people have any ideas that they want to see, I might do a Sylvie deck tech because it's a bit flavor of the month.
Mm-hmm.
So
Silver
I
Deck
might put
Tech
that
tier
out.
list or new tier
The
list after
car,
Sylvie change.
the tier list is the best performing video, which is the least
Where you
effort
just
I've put
say
into a
random, you
video.
just say decks and chuck them up. You didn't even have deck lists, did you?
No, man, I just put photos. I think it
Yeah,
took me like 10 minutes to make those photos
yeah.
and then just
Hey,
talked.
people respect your opinion. Obviously, like they
Um,
know what's up.
on the fly, too. Didn't know what deck I was going to put number one when I
Didn't even have it
started
written
that.
down. Just I was just
I
going.
had ideas of like what decks I wanted and how I was going to discuss it, and to think that, and then to put 5-6 hours into a upgrade video that's got 1/5 the views, and you're like, okay, but I'm going to make what I want. The channel's
Yeah,
like
of
it's
course.
small, so it doesn't matter.
Do
Um,
you do you think the meta has changed since that video? And if so, how?
since the original tier list, yes, but I still feel they have answers. I still like Water Lorraine and Water Xander.
Would you
I
say they're
still,
above? Would you say they're above on the tier list though with Wind and Fire now?
I think I had Win the Fire at A and I had them at S only because I felt like they were harder to master. So I was respecting that they're harder to play, putting them up top. If
Yep.
I was to put just like what decks do I think are S tier, I'd have Wind and Fire. I'd even have Fire Xander up there. And I'd be like, these are 5 decks that you can win a tournament with.
Yep.
Below that, I'd have your like Arcane Rye and Erupting Rye. I'm like, you can win a tournament, but you do need a fair bit of luck as well. Luck in
Mm-hmm.
not in terms of like your draws, luck in
Avoiding
also
the
your
rain.
matchups.
Yeah.
Luck in your matchups, yeah, because it's sometimes with big tournaments, um, you can have the best draws, but you kind of need those matchups to go
Yep.
your way as well.
Yep.
I I'd have them, and then I'd kind of have everything else like below it. None of the lineage break champions
No.
because they're level 2. They just you need what I think the net last month or 6 weeks has shown us how important advanced element cards are.
Yeah.
I remember
100%.
there was a time where you'd run no more than 8 advanced element cards because you didn't want to have them in your deck.
Yep.
Now, Arcane Rye was always different, but you look at Xander's got running 12, 15 Luxem cards,
17. 17.
17. Lorraine's running 15, 16 Crux
19.
cards.
17. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the crazy thing is that we would always say in Prelude, or not even in Prelude, but just in like general, we'd be like, oh, the Lorraine Kickstarter deck, it just has too much Crux. It gets too
yeah.
cloggy. It's too hard to play. Too much Crux in your hand. But now we're running like 4 more than that list.
Once you clean up the rest of that package to like be more efficient, like the fire, the win ones, like Beseech to make sure you can like if you need to get a sword out, your floating memory is much more
Mm-hmm.
tighter. You don't have that cloggy. And those Crux
No.
cards, all the advanced element cards, the value on them, like if you were to do like a 2 cost value to like I don't know, we'll look at invigorated slash. If you level up, it costs 2, it's 4 damage.
Mm.
Pendragon, cost 2, it's doing 3 damage, draws you 2
And you draw
cards.
2. Yeah.
Like what the fuck?
And that's the thing as well. I hear this is a good little deck tip, I guess, for people, or not a deck tip, a play tip for people. People consistently are saying at the moment, "Oh, I'm so unlucky. I drew 7 Crux cards. I lose, right? And I'm like, you draw 7 Crux cards, sure, right? You can't level up the next turn.
Orba regret
Pop,
next turn.
nah, not even Orbital Regret. Pop a GCR. Look, if you pop a GCR and the next 2 cards you get a Crux, you're fucked. That's fine, right? But even if that's like a Savage Slash or that's like anything that's not Crux, right? You've gotten out. You pay for X or Y card, and you just banish one to draw, and you're online. And you start going. You know what I mean? Like
Old Orba
I'm never
regret. I think
worried.
that's a safe.
I don't Orbital Regret just because I feel like it's a momentum slower. I would rather be greedy, and I'd rather just go for the GCR and hope that I don't draw 2 Crux.
Yeah, but I think like if you get another card that you can't play, you get high costed cards.
Then you
I
Orbital
mean,
Regret.
if you, yeah, I like Orba regret first because
Yeah.
if you do that and don't get floating memory, when you GCR and then you've got to burn Crux cards, like you're burning your outs as well.
It's just annoying because
Your
Orbital
later in.
Regret's a plus 0, where GCR's at least a +1. So at least I'm moving
Yeah,
forward.
but maybe because I've been playing a lot of Arcane Rye and like you
Yeah,
really
maybe.
need to see the right cards and like.
Which I've been
Oh,
playing Winrai. I've been playing the Tesla, which
yes.
I've been enjoying. It wasn't good into your deck, sadly, but into everyone else's deck, it's been fun. It
Yeah.
does feel like Fire Riders does things better though, sadly. But Harness Mana, very very underrated card, undervalued, very good.
Yeah, I started playing Harness Manor again as well. I know Vaz is as well because I had to judge.
It's the
I
favorite.
officially
It's the
judged my first tournament.
true. Got
We
some
had
judge
those one
pricing too.
calls. I got some judge pricing. Very grateful to Lee and Tavern Balls for that.
Shout out Traven Brawlers.
I can tell you, I still have yet to read the full rules, and I've judged. When the rules came up, I was reading them as I did. I'm very confident with all my rulings. I had to make
As long
like
as I've
three
got a
judge
book by
calls.
my side, I'm set, mate. I'm set.
I had to make three judge calls. Now I was happy to help that out, but I prefer playing. After judging, I
Gaz head
definitely prefer
judge,
playing.
head judge slash commentator slash YouTuber. I'm hearing it. I'm hearing it.
But I'm not judging. It's like it's hard to like just maintain like your energy when you're just sitting around
What's going to happen
waiting
when
for a judge
you're
call.
super famous? You're the #1 Grand Archive YouTuber, and they want you to commentate everything you can't play. Are you putting the playing
If
field up,
that
mate?
day happens, I'd be very happy if I was that big. I'd be happy if I had 150 subs by Alter.
Hey, you've got what,
That's
130?
that's the goal.
Is that it? You got
Um,
how many you got? 136?
Surely there's a commentator exclusive card.
Surely we can get a Gaz altar. What would be your
Maybe
altar?
not. What would be the altar? What card would I want?
Devastating blow is just you with a
Yeah,
freaking huge sword.
I love Devastating Boy. Very good into Sylvie with the monkeys because they can't retaliate.
True. I didn't even think of that. Yeah.
Would I commentate? Maybe not the first ascent. First ascent, I think I really want to play in.
Yeah.
But my
Let's
arm
say
could be twisted.
let's say second ascent they fly you out and you commentate.
If they were paying for travel, yeah, I'd commentate all of them.
Yeah.
You kidding me?
Play some secret
Mate,
side events while you're there, mate. Beauty.
we live near like pretty much the southernmost point of the world, mate. They can fly me wherever. Tickets aren't cheap. I think
I have
with my
heard
fights, all my fights here to Tokyo to Houston, and Houston back home. What was it? Just under 4K?
oh,
4K?
sounds like sounds like you need to win
So
a
yeah,
stint, mate.
fly me out. And just the travel too. Like the commute home is like more than a day.
That's
And
fucked.
I say in the Discord, I got to drive 4 hours to a cent, and I'm like,
Yeah, I'm not going. I'm 3 hours away. And like, are you serious, dude? We have to go like
oh, yeah,
18-hour flight there and back, or more if we have to have stopovers. But the good thing
yeah,
is, people were talking in the market chat. People want to buy the first place prize card. Someone offered 15,000 American so far.
crazy,
I mean, that's a few flights. So
crazy.
maybe we can, yeah, right. Who knows if that gets more or not? Costa was saying to me yesterday, he's like, I was like, because I was saying I wouldn't sell it no matter what. If I wanted, I wouldn't sell it. And he's like, what about 30,000 Australian dollars though? That's a house deposit. And I looked over at my partner, and she's like, you'd be selling it, mate. That is what it is.
What? So I don't know. Like, would you want that house deposit? Meaning,
Yeah,
like there's like 600k, so that's 5%. So you're borrowing 95%. So then you're running into mortgage insurance, which is adding
true.
about 30k to your
I need to
loan.
tell her this. Yeah, I need to tell her
And then
this.
you had a 99% LVR. Look, Creative Shock, we don't
This,
provide financial advice,
yeah,
but
yeah. That's
if
our
you
other
are buying a
podcast.
house,
That's our auction shock.
if you are buying a house and you are putting a small deposit, do need to factor in lender's mortgage insurance.
Wrong
Not a lot of
podcast. Wrong
people do.
podcast.
I
That's
may
funny.
have some experience working in banking.
What was that? What else was I going to say? I was going to say something else. Forgot now. Oh, and through the grapevine rumors, this isn't official knowledge, but
Yeah.
potentially next ascent could be Melbourne.
Definitely not
It
hating with
has
that.
been
Melbourne is a
mentioned
very,
as it could
very
be a
safe
potential
place.
place.
Ask Roger. It's very safe.
He was force fed all the Australian etiquettes and foods.
Yeah. The fairy bread, which is essentially like eating sand on bread.
He hated that.
Being so
He
nice to
really
eat
did
that.
not like it. Yeah, he did not like it at all. But no, that could be a thing going on. I think that they will leave America for the next ascent, just to kind of be fair to everybody. Whether they pick, I think they pick like Melbourne or they pick maybe somewhere in Southeast Asia. But I
I'd be
have
happy with
heard that.
Southeast Asia. I'd be very happy with
Me
Southeast
too.
Asia because there's
Me too.
a lot of countries I still want to explore.
Hmm.
And that's about half the travel time.
Yeah, true. Well,
I
Melbourne
would.
also half the travel time. We
I'll
just
do an
drive
ascent
like in 30
Taiwan,
minutes.
ascent Malaysia, ascent Singapore.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd be happy with
Singapore
any of them.
sounds, it rings in my head a little bit. But no,
Um,
if if Ascent is here, it could be fun. Americans can come down and experience and appreciate Australia. We'll have the Kiwis that would fly over. I heard that the New Zealand people are very pumped for GA. There's a lot of GA going on over
yeah.
there. They had Sitzgrass had a anime convention, Armageddon.
I
There was
believe
like
sushi night.
200 demoed players, and they had a
Yeah.
40-man tournament for $500 for first place.
Yeah.
So that
I think
sounds
was Sushi
exciting.
Night running that? Was like helping.
I think Sushina was helping run it, yeah, but it was
Yeah.
like in the convention center or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, huge people. A lot of Kiwis jumping on, which is awesome as well.
Yeah, it's stuff's growing. We've got 3 podcasts now that regularly come out.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Creative Shock, Lineage Break, and
Recollection.
Recollection.
We just need
And
floating memory, and we're set.
that was one of our names. I did push for
Yeah.
floating memory.
Yeah.
I was like, we'll have a cloud. We'll have a cloud is someone thinking. That's the logo. That's the logo. I remember when I was like checking YouTube, I was like, there's a Creative Shock. There's a floating memory. Why are these generic?
Yeah. When people think of some new names.
We could add like Devastating Blow.
Jesus.
As the,
We sit there and we roast our guests that we invite on.
you could go a lot of ways. You could be like someone getting hurt real bad, someone doing narcotics. You could go a lot of ways with Devastating Blow.
Oh, the devastating blow.
Oh, could you imagine the merch for that?
Yeah.
Um,
All right.
All right, we're getting derailed, so I guess we'll wrap it up.
Yeah. Beautiful. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Sorry about the end. We're just falling off a little bit, but that's all good. Yeah, 9 a.m. Time to go to work, guys.
That's it. Time to start.
All right. See you guys later. See you next time.
Yeah.